to go, and we are live. Cool. Give me 1 second. I just want to share this. Wow. Twitch.
Probably fixing a notification.
Yeah, no, we're live in a private Facebook group, but I also went live on my Twitch channel. And just to, put it somewhere else where we could use a little bit more viewers. So I don't know how to get to my stream. Like I'm old, so I don't use this that often. So how do I send a link just to this? How does this internet work?
What is this interweb thing?
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Shit. Back section. Sorry. Okay.
You got a concentration face going there, Chris.
So that's the thing. And device still not connected. She just popped in. But that's also a thing. It's like, gosh, I used to work security at like nightclubs. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't set my fucking shit on my. Okay, oops, I got comfortable, y'all. So they put my laptop on the stand. So yeah, I used to work security at a nightclub, and I was the perfect security worker because I have like male resting bitch face. So they're just like, why are you angry? I'm like, no, that's my face. I'm not angry. I'm just thinking. And like even in the world of management, it's just something like people are like, oh my God, Chris, such a serious guy. And I'm like, I'm not serious. This is my face. So it's just funny. Happens. But look, before we went live, we were talking about we were talking some shit, and we just had to go live because I couldn't hold off. So, but before we jump right into before we pick up where we left off, I want to introduce Jamie because Jamie is new to the Men Like Us podcast. So, welcome, Jamie. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I am Jamie Gendron. I am 51 years old. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I am a stand-up comedian in the greater Los Angeles area.
Dope. And before we wrap, we'll definitely give you some time to tell people where they can find you and all that stuff. But I got to jump back into where we were. So so before we went live, we were talking about what was it? Oh, so we were talking about post-op trans men. And I was saying what my girlfriends had told me about the experience. And then Jamie was telling us about her ex. Are you comfortable with? Okay, you cool with talking? All right, cool.
I have no problem.
Yeah, I mean, really, the funny thing was, to me, because you were saying like, what year was this? You said this was the 80s.
88. Yeah.
So yeah, in the late 80s, you're saying that like back then, trans men had to pick whether they were hard all the time or soft all the time.
Yeah.
And Corey, which one would you pick?
I think I'd probably pick hard all the time.
Me too. It's like, hey,
I don't know who would pick soft. I honestly don't know who would choose soft.
I mean, at that point, it's like, I don't know. I'm just saying, what is it there for?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can walk all over the house with that thing.
Tape to your leg.
Exactly. Get a strap it to your leg. And but you also got the eternal like dick print, and you can go to the supermarket in your sweatpants, and the girls be checking you out and shit. Like, yeah, I'm with that. So I don't know. I would choose that too.
Yes, the only way that I found out, like I said, was I turned on the bedroom lamp one night, and I was still riding the dick at the time, and I looked down and I could see slight scars underneath the chest. And I was like, wait, what's that? And so I was like, hold up, we got to stop everything. We got to discuss this. And then I noticed that there were scars around the nipples too. And I was like, um, and he tried to play it off like like he had gynecomastia and that he had
Mm.
had it taken care of at first. And I was like, oh, those scars are too even on both sides. Like, this isn't right. And then finally he came out with and admitted it. And we had the entire conversation with me sitting on his dick without me getting off of it the whole time because I was so stunned that I didn't think to get off of him. Like,
Fucking magic. That's why you pick a dick that's hard all you don't have to concentrate. You don't got to stay in the zone. It just
mm-mm,
stays hard. Like it's
yeah,
like being eternally 17 years old.
yeah. I
Like
truly,
shit.
my head was so swelled because I thought, oh my God, he is so into me. He is really so into me.
I mean, just imagine a man being able to fuck your mind and your body at the same time. If I could have intelligent conversation with you and fuck your mind while staying hard and fucking your body,
Oh
yo,
yeah,
come on now.
That's the end
oh
of it.
yeah.
Right? Shit. That's nuts. That's nuts. And wow. So he just I mean, did he have a plan to tell you? Or did he just
He
count
said he was
on
going to tell me at some point, and
okay.
then a friend of mine, I told him afterwards, like we could be friends, but I was young and arrogant, and I was like, no, I can't. I just can't. Like, I know it's
Mm,
hypocritical because I am trans, so I know it's hypocritical, but I couldn't do it. So I said we had to be friends. But then a
mm,
friend of mine started hitting on him. And I decided since she was being shady without asking me first and hitting on him, I just went ahead and let her sleep with him without telling her. And then I waited until afterwards to tell her, by the way,
oh my goodness.
you just had tranny dick.
Well, did she react positively, negatively? What
I,
was
she reacted stunned that I didn't tell her first. And I said, well, you didn't exactly ask my permission first. So
Mm,
whatever happened between the two of you is your business, you know?
oh no, not the possession. Oh
A little bit,
no.
a little bit. Yeah,
No,
young
no, I
man.
feel you. Look, it happens. It happens because I promise you, I've had people like feel like they had claim on me after like literally 3 video chats, and I'm
Mhm.
like, where was there a contract signed when I was like, did I sign this contract in my sleep? Like, where did I agree to be your man only?
Video
Yeah.
chat with the devil.
I mean, really, it was crazy, man. This is a young girl as well. Like, it was. Oh my goodness. It was my first time going to New York. I chatted with this girl that I met in another Facebook group. And, she was upset that I was actually hanging out with another girl. Like, I was like, yo, let's do lunch. Cool. We're doing lunch. All right. Well, dinner the next day, I'm going to hang out with my other friend. And me and her are going to do dinner. And she was just like, nah, I don't like you going out with anybody else but me on your trip to New York. And I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm like, all right, but who's that on your couch behind you? Oh, him. That's just my friend. I met him today,
Oh,
ma'am.
Wow.
oh yeah.
Got a whole ass client on the couch behind her, looking at me like I shouldn't be doing anything else, going out to going out on a date with anybody else. I didn't say I was gonna fuck somebody else.
Uh-huh.
I just said I'm gonna hang out with somebody.
Wow.
Crazy. I'm speaking to the contradictory nature of some young people. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk shit, talk young people or anything like that. We just kicking it, y'all. And if you're watching this in the group, by all means, by all means, drop a comment. If you're watching this on Twitch, drop a comment. Holler at us. So let me see here. I'm sorry, I gotta read. Here we go. Okay. So yeah. Anywho, so what I wanted to one of the things that Corey and I was talking about earlier today. Jamie, are you on dating apps?
Actually, I'm not.
Have
I've
you ever
really
tried dating apps or no?
no, because I God, it sounds vain if I say it, but I get enough men coming at me on like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter that
Okay.
my hands are full dealing with sorting through those. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, shorty, what's your number? What's some digits?
yeah, exactly. You
I
want to go
mean,
live? Want to go live together? Want to see my cock? You know that all of that.
look, I just had to block a woman last night coming on that same energy, video calling me nonstop, talking about let's fuck, let me see your dick, all this other shit. And I'm like, ma'am, I don't know you.
Hmm.
I
That's how
I
I know.
I picked up one of the calls once, like 2 weeks ago, but a hurricane was flying right over Houston. I'm like, you know what? I don't got time to talk to you. It's a hurricane. Like I got to focus on other shit.
Yeah.
And so I was able to like get her off the phone or get her off the video chat like inside of a minute. But it was straight to, hey, I want to see your dick. Hey, I want this. I want that. I want this. And it was just like, the worst. I had to block her because she called me like 8 times yesterday. Video called me. Just wouldn't stop. Asian girl. She's not bad looking. She's cool. I mean, decent looking, I guess, but it's just like, just wouldn't stop. I don't understand it.
I'm not the type to do all of that on a first chat. Like, don't ask me to get on video with you. Don't ask me to
Hmm.
show you pictures of my private. Don't,
Oh,
you
bad.
know, don't ask me that shit the first time you ever speak to me. Come correct. Come correct. Come
Absolutely.
old school. Because old school guys used to know how to talk your panties right off of you.
Oh yeah, the motherfuckers, No, I'm saying we got game. The old school brothers, we got game. But it's funny because I did a poll in the men's only group that Corey is in, Corey and I are in, and I just asked the guys, I'm like, yo, what are your preferred methods of meeting women in the trans community? And
Mhm.
overwhelmingly, the number one winner, clear winner, was on social media. Like a
Yeah.
lot of these guys treat social media like it's a dating app now.
Yeah.
So, they're friending friends of friends and the people you may know, oh, she's hot, let me friend her. And they're jumping into DMs like fucking crazy.
Oh, I
I,
And
get
what
asked
I,
all the time. Are you really 51? You don't look 51. And they're like I told Corey when we hung out that
mhm.
all I get are guys in their 20s, you know? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just guys in their 20s hitting on me. And I'm like, there are no age appropriate men that are coming at me. The age
Hmm.
appropriate men want the girls that are like 21, 22, 23. They don't
Mm.
want somebody my age. And then there's the other misconception that if you're trans and you're my age, that you transitioned like 5 minutes ago. That's bullshit too. So
Well, I think that's also I'm gonna add an extra layer on that one. And I think it's also, your age, trans, and white.
yeah,
Because, there is that genre of older white males that transition late in life. They're the CEO, they're the whatever,
yep.
doing it late in life. But yeah, I can see that being a stereotype out there. But what's funny is the old guys that I talk to, well, not old, but men over 50 that I talk to,
Yeah.
they're saying all they get. Like the 21, the young 20 something girls are the ones that are coming at like jumping in their DMs with the
Um,
hey daddies and all that shit. Like, and I'm not gonna lie myself. I mean, I'm not 50 something, but I'm 38.
mhm.
But the girls jumping in my DMs, and I'm gonna just say the girls that are jumping in my DMs just off of social media, they see me, whatever else. I mean, shit, it's like 22, 23,
that's like the new,
20.
like the daddy thing is a new thing. Like when I'm talking to other girls, they when I have my beard and whatnot, I lift weights. Like, oh, you have daddy vibes. You have daddy vibes. I'm like, what? That's
Yeah, that's kind of
a little odd.
I'm gonna just say some shit that might offend some people. It's kind of gay. I mean, isn't that a genre of gay men? Oh yeah, you're a daddy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, leather daddies. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. For sure.
So I don't know. It's a whole. But you know what? I
Now
don't
they
mind
think that
that.
they make it straight by saying zaddy instead of
Zaddy.
daddy. Yes, they'll say zaddy and cut it instead of daddy. So that
Oh,
makes it, I
Lord,
guess, okay.
I don't know any cis women that say zaddy. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They do say that. Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. Women do say that. Um, but yeah, it's just funny. But you know what's really at the reality of the situation though is all of these young people. I mean, they're just flings. They're
Yeah.
sex partners. They're a couple dates, but ain't nobody. I mean, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna make the assumption for me, and then see what's going on with you. But for me, don't ain't none of these chicks want to be wifed up. These young
Yeah.
22, 23, they don't want to be wifed up. And I know I used to be. I was a young man. I didn't. Well, actually, I'm sorry. I did want to get married, but you know, that's societal. I grew up in Wisconsin, where people are like fucking living in the suburbs and married by 24.
Yeah.
So it's not, real big city living.
Yeah.
Um, hey Rita, I'm gonna bring on in a second. We see you there. Um,
Oh, she finally got set up.
yeah. Rita finally got on. Just give me one
Well,
second. Yeah. So,
I'm gonna get
anywho,
all kinds of grief when she gets on.
all right, there she
Don't give
is.
me grief.
Hey, fool! About time you showed up. Huh?
Hey, I'm sorry. Okay, I literally went through hell to get through this. I had to change all my settings and everything. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
But I'm
whatever.
here to talk shit.
Welcome.
I'm here to
So,
talk shit. This podcast is about talking about Corey and how awful he is, right? He's
Yeah.
the
Nice to see you too, Novi.
Core. Little pet names, aren't they cute?
absolutely.
But
So,
Hi, Rita.
Rita,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. I've been sitting here listening to your story and I like listen to y'all talk, and I'm like, oh Lord, this is about to be fun.
oh yeah, no, we definitely got some interesting shit to talk about. But before we jump into things, Rita, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, since you're new to the show. Never
I
been like us, right?
I'm Rita Delanova. That's the name that I go by. Um, I'm 25. I am an entertainer in the drag industry. And I am currently working on being a tattoo artist. So, what my little gist of me is, I guess, I'm pretty
That's
boring.
cool.
Corey can tell you I'm just an awful person, just terrible. Just the worst ex-girlfriend ever.
Sorry, my phone keeps going off.
No, the elevator pitch was just fine. The elevator pitch was good. So, all right. Oh, hey, ET Claire, what's going on Twitch? So yeah, we are streaming in a private Facebook group right now and on Twitch. But we were talking about the age dynamics and who's pursuing who or whatever else, and it's just funny how it's just always like old and young, and a lot of the girls I know, like 30 and above, they all they men's is 20 something. And I ain't gonna front. I'm 38 and I'm talking to a woman right now that's 49.
Okay.
And like I never thought I would be the young guy in that situation. I'm like, oh fuck that. I only date down in age. I never date up. And then this shit
Oh
happened.
no, I would never date my generation. They're terrible. They're awful. Well, except for Corey. Corey's okay. He's all right. He has morals and standards. So
Yeah, Corey does. Corey does. He's a
Thank
sweetheart.
y'all.
but yeah, definitely I could see that dynamic because who I'm talking to right now, he is about to turn 39 in October, but it's just because of he's done it all. He's had his fun and everything, and he's just kind of like at a place where he's like, I'm finally ready to like settle down. And he's never been with a trans woman ever, so it's new for him. But he's like, "You're a decent human being, and I'm okay with that." He was like, "That's all I'm worried about." He was like, "I'm too old to be chasing these girls that don't want to settle down, and you want to settle down." And he was like, "I might lock you down." I'm like, "Okay, I'm fine with that. Let's do it."
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But no,
Not
chase
everybody
Doberman.
is ready for monogamy. I mean, that's just a
Um,
fact. Not everybody's ready for it. So, but yeah. So I wanted to ask Rita, before you got in your relationship, were you using dating apps at all?
using dating apps.
Yeah. Did you ever
Oh
use
yeah,
like
yeah.
Tinder,
Oh yeah.
Bumble, all that shit?
I'm banned from Tinder because Tinder doesn't really like trans women. I don't know why, but people
Mhm.
report your like thing because they will like this is false advertisement, and they'll report your page over and over again, and then you get blocked
Yep.
from.
I've heard that.
Yeah, you get blocked from it. But yeah, I've been on Grinder and all that stuff. Just it's more like entertainment. I'm just bored. But I have dated a few guys. I mean, me and Corey. That's how me and Corey came about. We met on the good old Grinder, and then
Okay.
we had a good old run. We had a good old run. He was one of the best boyfriends I've ever had.
Aw, thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hats off to you, young brother.
Oh no,
um,
he definitely is an ally to the trans community. He is very respectful. We walked up into his house and I said, "Is that your mom? I'm meeting your mom." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't have a problem with that." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Wait, what?
I
Hold on." I was like, "Hold up, I'm meeting your mom? Your mom? That's your mom on the couch." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, shit, okay."
yeah, I think a lot of women, once they get a guy who's real about it, they'd be surprised how quickly they meet the family, loved ones,
Oh
people
yeah,
close to us.
it was
Like
literally like the
it's,
second day. It was
yeah.
the second day. I was like, "Oh, okay, I like this." I was like,
But
"Wait, you're not like scared to
a
walk
piece of
around with
that
me?"
puzzle, really is, some of the guys that I've talked to, they've dealt with some women who weren't exactly family
Friendly,
oriented. Yeah, friendly. Because they're like, yo, I
family
had such a
friendly.
bad relationship with my family. Like, I don't give a fuck about making nice with your family or, putting in work to, get along with people in your family. And it's just like,
Yeah,
hey, well, if you're looking for relationship, you're gonna have to. I mean, it's just
right.
it's funny, like because we're in a space where we're having these relationships that are largely modeled after the relationships that cis men and cis women have,
Yeah.
and there are certain things that come with those relationships, and it's like you knew this is what we were doing, right? Like we were kind of having an actual relationship, so you're gonna have to meet my family. I'm not saying
Yeah,
everybody has to be the biggest fan of every member of my family, but like that's family's a part of it. Christmas, holidays, whatever, you know.
Family's
But
definitely
yeah, that's
part
how
of it.
I am. I'm very family oriented. I'm very family oriented. I'm a big daddy's girl, and me and my mom are really close. My mom is a huge ally to the LGBT community and stuff like that. So it's not like
it,
I'm very family oriented. So I got to meet somebody's family if I'm going to be dating you. I need to know your family.
isn't your
shit.
mom in some sort of group like was it like free mom hugs to LGBT?
Yeah, yeah, free mom hugs. It's Mama Bears. They travel like to different events and just give out hugs and show love to the LGBT community and raise money for LGBT corporations. And it's just a bunch of cool moms that literally go. They've been kind of hindered because of COVID, because their whole hug thing. They just go out and hug people and show love everywhere, but they haven't been able to do it because of COVID. But yeah, it's a
Mm,
pretty cool organization. They're pretty passionate about their children.
well, that's dope. And that's like, and I know we all fly in different circles, but that's something I have to like battle in a lot of conservative spaces is
Hmm.
people that believe they can control what their children will grow up to be.
Mm.
B, that their children are their property. Like they're going to be what I say they are, not your
Mm.
property. And it's just like, I have to, I'm drilling. I find myself in service in spaces where I have to like drill into people's heads, like, yo, what you're doing is gonna fuck up your kids. Like, you need to let your kids
Right.
be free to be whoever the fuck they want to be, because if you control them, they're gonna resent you for it. Like, I mean, look, the data's out there. We already know that people that aren't supported by their parents end up fucked up and have issues. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's just what it is.
Me.
So, I mean, yeah.
My mother, when I told my mother at 14 that was it, I wasn't waiting any longer,
Hmm.
she said, "There's the fucking door. If you think that you're
Oh,
going to be," her exact words were, "If you think I'm going to have some faggot son of mine running around town dressed like a woman, then you've got life and bullshit all fucked up. There's the door. Get out. Don't ever come back." And I walked out
that's
that door,
awesome.
and within a couple of weeks, I found the hormones on the black market from Mexico, and I
That's how
was
I
living my
started.
life. I lived my
Mm.
life.
That's how I started. The good old black market hormones.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thank God for black market hormones when you're underage. I
thank God
mean,
for black market cosmetology.
thank
Change.
you. Thank you. Little pinch of that here and there, too. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom didn't like it too bad when I was drunk and I told her that I got silicone in my face and she wasn't too happy about it. But I was like, I wanted to be a woman. Wanted to round out my face.
Yeah.
But
But you know what's
sometimes
interesting is one of the guys that Corey and I knows, it was just crazy. He look, guys approach this shit all different kinds of ways. I have my prescribed way in how you handle introducing your trans girlfriend to your family. But he went the route of, not telling him that she was trans. So he went that route. Things blew up, and I mean, this dude he ended up homeless. Like, he got
oh shit.
like his dad
Yeah.
kicked him out the house
Yeah,
over it.
I talked with him the day that it all went down or whatnot. I probably sat on the phone for an hour and a half or so,
Mm,
either the day or the day after. But we
mm,
had a good long conversation about it, and what he said he was trying to do was he's like, I was trying to let them get to know her because she's such a great person. I wanted them to know her first, and then when they find out she's such a great person, then after she leaves, I tell them, and then he was thinking he was going to defeat any and all possible hate that could come out of the situation, and
mhm.
like you said, it backfired, and his dad made a big freaking whoop-de-doo about it and all this stuff. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I
that's
mean, good bro, good dude. But yeah, it was just like so I always tell guys like, yo, we gotta set the table. Set the table before everybody sits down. So,
No, we
that's
do
why
too. Yeah, we do.
Yep.
yeah. So I just tell
A
guys
guy
like,
doesn't buy
yo,
me a
people should
shot.
know.
He don't.
Huh?
A guy doesn't buy me a shot. He doesn't dance with me or anything at the bar. I'll be like, hey, just so you know, we got the same parts, bro. So before you come over here and try to hit on me and talk to me, we pack the same thing, and mine might be a little bigger. So don't be mad at me.
Uh,
Like,
it's
just
funny.
leave me alone.
true.
But if you're interested in it, okay, we can talk, and I will take that shot.
I remember those conversations. Yeah.
Hmm.
I
It's
can
some
remember
folks that
them.
still want to just like, fly under the radar. But I think that, and
I don't want to. I
again,
don't want to fly under the radar. I don't like that. I'm like,
yeah,
listen, I'm a trans woman. Hello, hear me, hear me roar. I'm not gonna be like,
hey,
oh, I'm gonna hide
co-sign.
it, and I'm gonna
Right.
hide it until we're about to get down to business, and then all my parts come out, his parts come out, and then he's confused on why I got the same parts as him. No, we're gonna tell you straight out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm just of a mind of better safe than sorry.
I
So,
deal with a lot of them that ask me if I have any pre-op friends I can refer them to. I get that
oh,
a lot.
Oh, that is the thing that is so disgusting to me. I hate it when
mm,
people do that. It's like they treat you like you're not. They were like, "Oh, you don't satisfy my fetish anymore. I can't interact with you." I'm like, "Well, I'm not here." Like women that do have bottom surgery are not here to satisfy your freaking fetish. They're here to live their lives and
Hmm.
possibly find a partner that still loves them after they have bottom surgery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That, and they've got
Um,
to understand that I did not do that for them. Like, I
sure.
didn't get the
Ex-
surgery for them. I got it for me.
Which is great.
exactly.
So then be okay when guys don't prefer it.
I'm fine with it if they don't prefer it.
Yeah,
I understand
that's
that
fine.
there's a lot of guys that prefer pre-ops,
Of
and I'm
course.
cool with that, you know, but
Cool.
as long as they're cool with me, I'm cool with them about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Right.
yeah, that's what it is, you know. As long as everybody has respect for each other, it's
Yeah.
all good. But you know, I'm of a mind where, you know, look, I'm not here to play these games where men have to like whatever the fuck you give them. This specific group of men, we are as entitled as anyone else to prefer whatever set of genitals on our partner we want. So
I
gay
agree.
men prefers dick, lesbian woman prefers vagina. I prefer what I prefer. So I have a right to do it
Yeah,
just as much
I
as
understand.
anybody else. So, you know, a lot of girls get caught in this, you know, fetishizer zone or whatever else. And it's just like, yo, I'll say it like this. If somebody rolls up, and I get it's a little bit different because I don't have dysphoria around it too much. But,
Yeah.
you know, if somebody says, yo, man, I love dark skinned motherfuckers like you. I love dark skinned, heavy set dudes like you. Yeah, I don't love that I'm overweight, and my skin has definitely not helped me in my life. But if somebody says, "Yo, man, I like
Mm,
that shit," and I'm like, "Bet, glad it's going well for
right.
me. Glad it brought me somebody of quality like you."
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that goes the other way because I have to deal with the fetishization. Wow, sorry, I can't speak right now. Red Bull's got me. The fetishization, wow, of the black body, because then it's like, oh well, you're black, so you have to have a 12-inch penis. So show rip out that 12-inch snake daddy, and I'm like, um, can we exchange like names first,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
like why?
If could count how many times I have had to block somebody on Snapchat or something just because every morning they feel like they need to send me their morning genitals, and I'm like, good.
Hmm.
This is exactly what I wanted to see in the morning. I always tell guys if I wanted to see it, I would just look down. I'm like, I did not want to see your penis.
Yeah.
Fair
Now
enough.
I get the fetishists. Now I get the fetishists that want to see what medical science can do down there. Like, they're all
Oh yeah,
fascinated to see it.
I
You
could
know, they,
definitely say amongst like a lot of the like trans attracted guys that I have been around or have spoken with or interacted with, there is curiosity. I was surprised
it
because
also killed the cat.
my ex was post-op, and they're like, "Oh, dude, well, how is it?" Like, there were so many people fascinated, and they just wanted to know, and they were really curious about it. And I was very surprised at like, I don't know, I was surprised at the energy that was coming my way
yeah.
about that,
Yeah.
and it was really interesting. I wasn't prepared for it.
No, you do. You get this weird energy from people that it it becomes its own thing. It really does become its own thing. And then,
Mm.
you know,
I've been there to the point where my friend Bianca Nicole, she finally got her bottom surgery, and she has two kids with her husband that's trans. So
Mm.
he had the children. So they completed their family. They're happy with the amount of children that they have. So she was like, okay, finally bottom surgery.
yeah,
And so I will admit, when she got hers and she came back to the show world, I was like, can I see her vagina? like
yeah,
I was like, because I want it eventually, but I've never seen like a medically made vagina. So I was like,
Mhm.
"Can I see it?" And I'm gonna admit, she had her leg up on the table, like, like
uh-uh,
showing all the
Yep.
equipment, and I was like,
Mhm.
"This is so exciting!" I'm
yeah.
like,
I mean, look, I am not funny or shy about showing it. Like, it
"Yeah,
doesn't bother me, especially if a sister asks. Like, I
hmm
understand. I
Mhm.
understand someday they're going to want it, or maybe they want it and they're curious. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem with guys being curious if I'm interested in them too. you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
But it's yeah, it can be a bit much when it. Well, can I see it? Well, does it? Do you have orgasms? Does it work? Does like?
Yeah, I had all those questions for her too. I was like, girl, I
Mhm.
don't know. I really want it, but also I don't want to have like nothing during sex and have to fake everything. I'm like, I want to be able to still have
I
fun
will.
too. Yeah.
I'll admit to you, I actually turned out with a hypersensitive clit.
Hmm.
So when I have sex, it's extremely easy for me to orgasm. Extremely
Oh,
easy.
yes.
And I
Yes,
like
sis.
four
I
doctors have
believe
all said that I'm extremely lucky because that's not the usual case.
Oh,
Yeah.
So yeah, I got really
love
lucky in that
that.
department.
Yay for you and your sensitive clit, girl. I'm happy
I
for
know,
you.
right?
And girls who are interested in it, once they know that I had, once they find guys who have ex-girlfriends
Mhm.
that have already had it, that like the question, like they've already talked to the girls, they've gotten whatever answers they're gonna get from other women. But the one thing they can't get from the girls is what's it like for the guy?
Exactly.
Because they're usually in a relationship a lot of times. Like the last girl that asked me about it, she's already married, and she's just like, okay, well, how was it? You tell me from your point of view, how was the experience? And pros, cons, give me everything. And it has been fascinating how many girls are just really interested to hear like the male perspective on these things, because guys aren't making videos about. So here's my experience with post-op vagina. Like
Yeah.
it's like guys aren't. It's not easy for women to find.
Yeah.
So, and hats off to them for actually caring about their partner's satisfaction, especially if they're married already. You know,
Yeah.
I, that's pretty dope of them to give a fuck. Um, but yeah, it's all interesting. It's all interesting, but I think one thing that I know this whole like chaser world that is out there where, and I trust me, I kind of feel like I kind of treat chaser like the N word, where it's like if one of the guys says it, fine, but then one of the girls says it, I'm all over it,
Yeah, same way.
all over it.
Pisses me
Well,
off.
a lot of people don't like the word tranny. I like it. I like it. I feel like it's negative, but I like to take it back because I feel like it's my word and I can take it back if I
Yeah,
want to. I be like, I
yeah.
like it. I like it just because it's. I feel like it's a fish. It's a fish name for it. I feel cute saying it. I'm like, ooh, tranny. Like, like I don't know.
No, look, that's your prerogative. That is
Yeah.
your. We will not jump out there and say no, but I should be able to say, whatever you say, I'm with it. So it's
Hmm.
all good. But yeah, I just like it, speaking of I'm sorry, past the chaser population, but they're like the guys that are actually looking for a relationship. It is there's a I was actually surprised once I really started to get out there and meet more guys, especially online, and get more guys into my men's only group. There's quite a few guys that just don't care. Like they
Oh
could
yeah.
take either or. Like they're not like, oh well, I need this. Like because the narrative is, well, all these guys just want this,
Yeah.
and none of these guys want this.
Yeah.
And
And
there's a
that's
lot of guys that just don't care either way.
Um, I'm one of those guys.
So
I
yeah.
we
Well,
know.
know. We had a good talk about it on the 4th of July.
Oh no, I saw the
Dorian,
video. I
Tori
saw
is
the
a
video.
lover of the ladies.
wait, what was that?
Uh oh. Uh oh.
What'd you say?
I
I said
think she called
you're a
you a.
lover of the ladies.
I'm still
Uh,
confused.
I think she called you a hoe.
I
Oh
did
yeah.
not call
Uh,
him
Yeah.
a hoe. I call
Uh-huh.
him a very social man. He's social.
Lover of the
Actually, he is a total
ladies.
gentleman.
He's more of a lover though. He's a very good man.
He is a total gentleman with me.
He is. No, he's
I
the only
even
one
got
that
him to
actually
take the
says
boots
fuck you.
off and go for a walk on the beach,
Oh,
There
you
we
got him
go.
to take it. See,
which
yes,
I
that's
know
what you.
had to chew your feet up with the sand and the boots afterwards. I
Oh,
know
oh
it
God,
did.
he was probably so sensitive. Sometimes he's touch sensitive, so I know that probably made him feel Like he's driving him crazy.
There you have
But
it,
yeah,
ladies. You are guaranteed a walk on the beach with Corey.
oh, wow.
That's part of the Corey experience.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's
That's
it's
funny.
an
Oh,
experience. It's an experience. Not a bad one. It's a good one. But
I don't think I had the same experience you did. So
yeah, well, my experience with Corey was mostly with clothes off, so I think our experience is different.
there you
okay.
go.
Uh,
So,
You embarrassed
before
yet, Corey?
where are we at here? I'm
keep
sorry. Okay.
you know.
So before we bump out, because we're at about 40 minutes, and I don't want to keep you all too late, but I really, in these conversations, I want to revisit, because we have conversations with just the men, and it's men's space. We're doing our thing, talking about whatever. But I want to revisit some of the conversations that we have in our men's spaces to give, kind of add a woman's perspective to it.
Okay.
So, what we were talking about last week was, this whole pretty much, I'll just say the blanket idea is, what's up with this? Like, we were just trying to figure this out. Like, what's up with this obsession with like girls trying to out guys? Like, we don't understand what is like the upside of this, because we were looking at this Nikita Dragon thing with Tyga,
Oh,
and I guess he had DM'd her and she put a screenshot of it in her video, and it's just like we're just like, what? Like we saw it as like sensationalizing trans attraction, and we're just like, why is this a good thing? And who's co-signing on this shit?
it's kind of hard for me because I used to date Eddie and I talk about Eddie Murphy and I talk about it on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm never I never down him. I always say that he was a good guy, that he was good to me. But then I always tell a joke that he's the only man in the world that you can make come, and he goes, you know. So,
Uh,
see, I make good fun out of it. I don't attack with it.
Oh,
baby, she's done had some of the Nutty Professor, girl. I'm impressed.
oh my goodness. Hercules.
Oh my! If you did not do that during, I would have. If you did that during, I would cry.
Oh
He
my
was
God.
filming Harlem Nights when I knew him.
Okay.
Oh,
Dope movie.
Yeah.
Very dope movie. Oh gosh. Very good movie.
but yeah, I'm
So
definitely not one to out anybody. But if somebody finds out about our situation,
mhm.
I don't feel the need to vocalize it to other people. But if he comes to me, like, why are you telling people? Or people found out, and he automatically comes to me. I'm not the type of person to tell anybody. I'm like,
Mm.
listen, if I want this to continue, I need it to only be my business and your business. So I'm not going to say anything. So if anybody found out, I know it was something that he said to one of his friends or something, and then they
Mhm.
ran him out. But once he comes to me, I said, I'm not going to argue with it because you know what we did together. And both of us know what we did together. And I'm not going to be over here arguing with you in public talk about why you telling people. I'll be like, listen, we both know what happened, so why are we making this scene? Like, get out of my face. I was like,
Okay,
I'm not gonna
fair
argue
enough.
with you about
It just seems like this whole like, it seems like, well, specifically with this rapper Tyga, there have been multiple
I think
attempts
it
to
was just
like
a flex. I
embarrass
just think it was a
him.
flex.
I mean,
Nikita is under
what
fire
a
though.
flex for what? Like, what
Yeah,
are you? How does that
just
make
a
you
celebrity.
good?
Celebrity wanted her. I guess she just wanted that little
Because
flex, but
now
she
that's
really just hurt herself, her safety.
She has the black girls on her ass.
oh
The
yeah, for
black
what she did with
girls
the Marsha P.
are
Johnson shit. That's
furious.
fucking yeah.
Ooh, they are furious with her.
Fucked up.
Yeah. But she doesn't like, and that's the thing is Nikita and her audience don't give a fuck.
No.
Like black people aren't their concern. They just don't live in that space. They just don't care. They're all on trying to be their fucking Hollywood Kardashian clone selves and whatever.
Yeah, my thing
I
is I
just don't.
didn't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a celebrity. Like I never modeled my transition after a celebrity. I was more so I didn't want to be like a I'm in the show industry, but it doesn't mean that I want to be famous. I don't want to I like my mediocre fame. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any more. But I wanted to be a woman like my mom. I didn't want to be like any celebrity or anything. I wanted to be a respectable woman that always helped people when they were in need and was respectable in her stature or how she treated people. I didn't want to be so much as the look, I guess, to be
Mm-hmm.
gawked at and all that stuff. It was never like, oh, I'm transitioning to be lusted after and gawked at. That's what I'm waiting. Like that's I'm ready
Yeah,
for my time.
that's when you're doing it for the wrong reason. And a lot of those girls end up going back to being little gay boys later anyway.
Right.
Ooh. Shout out to what's her name? Chanel something. Used to be Chanel Santini, a porn star, who detransitioned
Wow.
after being that it girl in porn for a while, just
Oh, don't say it.
detransitioned.
Don't, that's my that's my tagline at work. The
Oh,
it girl of Louisville.
yeah. Now okay, so here's the thing for me is you talking about being that like trying to be that bitch.
Yeah.
Um I have observed some individuals like still getting surgery, still like preening and trying to be that chick. And I'm like, ma'am, you are 40. This is done. Like you're never going to be that chick because and when I say that chick, like in the way where you walk in and you're just exalted by everyone, it's just like, no, that 24-year-old over there's got it. Like you'll never have what the 24-year-old has at 40. No amount of
It's
surgery can fix that.
not what it's cracked up to be. I'm 25.
No.
It kind of fucking sucks.
There you go.
I'm ready to be my like freaking colors of the wind, like freaking beautiful old lady in the woods, just camping out and living her life.
There you
So
go.
being young, kind of. I'm ready to be old and married. Is what I'm ready. I'm ready to be old and married with grandchildren.
Have at it. I mean, it's nice to have a goal. And I'll say it like this: at least you know what you want to do. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it just takes a while for folks to figure out where they want to land at and all that stuff. So, you
All I
know,
try to do is look the best I can for the age I am. And I don't try to look
mhm.
25 because I'm not 25. So,
Mm-mm. No,
you
you're
know,
something of course. You're something of more quality. The young girls are like a Moscato type of wine. You're a fine aged wine that
oh, thank
only
you.
people with a certain palate can appreciate.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome,
very much.
No, I know
baby.
it's a higher barrier of entry for sure. But that's why the guys go
I
for those young
that's
girls
how I
because
tell people.
they don't have to do everything they have to do with you. The young girls, they can put in 50% of the effort and get sex. But
Mhm.
I don't know, it's
That
just
doesn't work with me.
of course not. You know better.
She's like, I paid for this vagina, and I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
tell who can come up in it.
Oh,
I paid for this
exactly.
shit.
Very
For
valid.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? The scandal. Right. I'm sorry. So that's really the only conversation I wanted to revisit for now. I've been doing the show for over a year now, so we got plenty of conversations. But it was really just this like Nikita Dragon, Black China, whoever the fuck is like it's just this recent streak of chicks just trying to out athletes, celebrities, and I'm like, but like you're not special for being with that celeb because anybody who knows just a little bit knows that most of these motherfuckers is fucking with trans women. It's a gang of NBA players, NFL players. The lady I'm talking to right now has NBA and NFL in her history. Like it's a lot of these and I mean
Everybody
Eddie
likes a
Murphy is
little tranny in the life. I don't care
I
what you
mean
say.
really it's yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like that level of celebrity offers people a little bit of freedom to explore their sexuality in a way that maybe some other men don't have that opportunity to.
Hmm.
But I don't. It's. I just don't. It's not special. In my mind, I'm looking at you like, okay, you're trying to out these celebrities, trying to pussy stunt, but you doing the same shit. Everybody like that's not. Did you
I
fuck
think
like fuck a president, and then I'll think about thinking you special. Like do something ain't nobody else done.
I guess for me, it would depend if the dude fucked me over. and
Uh
I
I
huh.
felt
think
like
that
he had really fucked me over, well, then all bets are off.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I think that
Fair enough.
most of the guys that were in her video were
Mm-hmm.
guys that fucked her over. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
in a way it was kind of her song was talking about get up off my dick. Like she was like, get up off my dick then if you're gonna fucking be shitty to me. Like that's kind of how she was going about with it. So I can understand that. But the reason that I
Mm-hmm.
did the video is because I'm like, girl, these motherfuckers know people don't put hits out on you. You better chill the fuck
Well,
out.
it's a good way for her to wind up dead. It
I
sure
know
is.
you got. I
Mm-hmm.
like maybe I have girls that I've known personally, just in everyday life, trying to out a dude and then end up get shot by them. And I'm like, girl, he might not be the one doing the shooting, but I'm sure he's gonna pay for it if you don't shut up.
Oh, I knew a little girl in New York who got her throat slit.
Yes.
Well, what's interesting is I'm doing this. I'm right now. I'm recording this series of long form interviews with different trans attracted trans men. They're telling their stories, sharing, like much like Corey did with his video. They're just telling what's happening to them,
Mhm.
and it was fascinating with one of the guys. He's a New Yorker. He was just like, "Yo, um, the hood found out that my boy was fucking with this trans girl over here, and then a week later he's dead."
Mhm.
And it was just like he was like, I know that was like cause and effect that my boy got shot because certain the cats that he was fucking with didn't fuck with him on that level anymore because of what he was doing. It was just
Yeah.
like
And
crazy.
honestly, the black community is one of the. I was very I because I'm biracial, so
Mhm.
um the black community was a community that for the longest time before I had allies in it, well, male allies in the black community, before I had them, I was very scared of it or
Mhm.
dating African American
Mhm.
men. But then I had allies in it, and then they were like, "Hey, don't bother Rita, don't fuck with Rita, da 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 da. She's cool." And then because they respected me, other men in the community respected me, and they protected me. And was like, "Hey, leave Rita alone." I was like, but I didn't experience that until I moved to Louisville.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, and I've said it on my show before, I think people greatly underestimate how conservative minority communities really are.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of minority communities are very much steeped in traditionalism,
Mm-hmm.
religion, and I'm not even just talking about the black community, like black,
No, it
Hispanic,
doesn't.
Indian,
Yeah.
whatever. It's a lot of traditionalism, and they're just slow to change. Where like a lot of times the white community can just be like, okay, well, now spanking your kids is wrong. So, all right, everybody adjust. Boom. Now spanking kids is out. We're doing timeout, y'all. When
Whatever.
you
I'm
tell these
spanking my
other
kids'
communities like
asses.
you tell them spanking your kids is wrong. You're like, I'm still beating that ass because I got my
I'm
ass
still
beat.
gonna spank that
And
ass.
the
We
Bible
gonna go to the
says spare the
bathroom.
rod, and yeah, it's
And
it's
don't you run away from my hand because I got a hold of your arm. We'll do
oh
something.
Lord.
I'm still gonna spank that ass.
oh, oh,
I
my
said if I
That's
bite,
old
PTSD.
you gonna
school.
get it.
My PTSD is triggering.
I know. That when you have your butt under and you try to run from that hand, you're like, ah!
My mom did that. I was going in circles in the living room, and she was on the phone with her girls while doing it. She
She's
had
like,
the
yeah, I'll
corded
spank you
phone,
today.
like, yep, that's right, girl. And then just like crazy, crazy.
She's like, you
Oh,
think I'm gonna hang up to whip that ass? No. They about to hear
right,
you screaming.
for sure.
But no, I like cultures, like different cultures are really conservative. I started talking to a dude that was Arabic and he was like very like traditional. He was 21 years
Hmm.
old and he was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a virgin. And I'm like, okay, so if your family finds out that we're talking, you're gonna get like excommunicated and you've not had any intimate partners before me. I was like, I think we should be friends because I'm not trying to take your virginity and then your family find out and then you're obsessed with me because what's the first experience that you had and this experience is too advanced for you. You need to you need to go have fun with somebody somebody else because it's not about to be me.
Okay.
Like I would change your whole life.
Girl,
I'm like,
listen, those
you just
Middle Eastern men live for the girls. Live
love.
for the girls.
Bitch, I
Love
went
See,
to
them.
a hookah bar and it was just like
hmm
I went to a hookah bar with my girlfriends and it was just like a like they all peeped up like
hmm
meerkats and I was like,
Yeah.
girl,
I used
I'm
to
like,
date a
girl,
lot of Persian guys in Houston.
I was like,
okay,
girl, I think
they
I think
here.
we need to go because
Oh, you're in Houston. That's
Yeah,
right.
they here.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, the girls that I know that I've talked to, Filipino, whatever, like all different races that have dealt with guys and Middle Eastern dudes, it's more like, well, I mean, really, realistically, a lot of these motherfuckers they can't mesh you into their lives realistically. Like
oh yeah,
at the end
oh
of the
no,
day, it's always it's a like at that point for them, trans women are for recreational use only.
Thank you.
And
uh-huh.
it's just like, but they come out like I moderate this group that we're streaming in. It's about 1,300 people, but it's just a shit ton of Indian and Middle Eastern guys and like Indian Muslim guys, not Indian Hindu guys,
Uh-huh.
that just keep just fall in the group, and it's just like, bruh, like you're really serious about this shit, like because you just gonna come in here and video date some chick for a couple months, and then say, oh well, this wasn't meant to be, and it's just like. I don't know. I find it weird because, like you said, Jamie, like they do really, really like the girls.
Oh, yeah, they
And I
do.
was
Uh-huh.
fascinated to hear all these stories from different women. It's just like, yo, these motherfuckers just playing like you're playing yourself.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm willing. He was like, I'm willing to take the risk, and I'm like, listen, you are 21 years old. If you
Mhm.
if your family found out about me and then excommunicated me, I'm gonna be the rest of your life because I'm gonna be like feeling bad that I got you excommunicated from your family and not want to break up with you. And then we're just gonna be miserable. We're just gonna be miserable, hating each other, and just be.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm not. I just want to be your friend. And so it's like, Rita, one day you'll give me a chance. And I'm like, one day you'll be older and you'll find somebody that will fit into your lifestyle. I was like, one day your parents will arrange a marriage for you, like you keep talking about. He likes the girl that they're trying to arrange him the marriage with. He likes her, and I'm
hmm
like, why don't you talk to her then? I'm like,
yeah.
where'd Corey go?
Because you have the one thing she doesn't. That's why.
No,
I'm
Uh-oh.
just saying, if he's craving it, that's just all
Mm,
there is to it.
little me,
You know,
what?
and that's the conversation I have with guys is like, because I get a lot of guys coming to me there who are they're married or they're just like they're like they're either married or a lot of guys end up being married when they have this like crisis of conflict of self-conflict, just trying to understand themselves. But it's just like, okay. And even the other guys that hit me up like we're in their like mid-30s. I'm like, dude, they don't know which way to go. They don't know, is this for me? Is it not for me? I don't know. And what it really comes down to, I was like, yo, like what Jamie was talking about, can you be in a relationship with this girl, with this cis woman, and not have cravings for something that she don't have? Because if you can, then stay. But if you can't, you need to leave that girl
You need to
alone.
have respect
And
for her and let her free, so she
yeah,
can possibly find something that's not gonna leave her or
I
cheat on her.
mean,
Exactly.
that's
Because
true,
the
but I don't really
physical
think about the
attraction.
girls because I'm here for the guys. So like it's really all about them and setting themselves up for success in a relationship. So it's like, dude, don't set yourself up for failure because you pairing yourself up with somebody who
Yeah,
has
be a
something that you
respectable
don't want.
man.
So like get out, set yourself up for something that you like. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be adjustment. There's gonna be lots of learning. This is not these markets aren't as easy, and there's guidance that thankfully men can offer to these dudes. Like really, when I started out, like really trying to look for answers and trying to explore, back in like 2008, I was Googling it. All of a sudden was a bunch of weirdos dating lady boys in Thailand and shit. Like there were no
Oh yeah,
American
they
guys.
love with the men with all that money and shit. They love to
Mhm.
go to Thailand and be like entertaining.
Yeah.
Because baby, don't get me wrong, them Thailand trans women are they're beautiful, they're gorgeous. But
I mean, yeah, them and the girls in the Philippines are all right too. And actually, one of the guys in my group married a girl from the Philippines. I tried it out.
no,
I tried it out, and
if you can
but
afford
it's
them,
just
they have
yeah,
standards. They have
yeah. I mean,
income preferences.
I understand it. I'm a pretty high earner, so I'm good. Uh, so it's but it's there's cultural differences and all that stuff as well. But I mean, it is look if I would if a guy said, "Yo, I'm looking for a wife," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, I mean, you might want to try this. This might be for you. Like, I don't think it's that far fetched.
Yeah, because she need a green card. She need a green
Yeah.
card, and you need a wife. Let's make the arrangement.
I mean, there is that you have to watch out for. Obviously, there are pitfalls in all areas of dating, things to look out for. Game recognized game, so to speak. So you gotta, be on the lookout. So, but it's just the guys like that. That's one of the things where when it's men in conflict and they're at the very beginning, the stages, they're trying to figure out who and what they are. It's really what Jamie said, which is like, yo, you gonna get that craving? You
Yeah.
gonna want something else? Okay, well then you shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I'm also, there's plenty of girls that would entertain it, but and there's nothing wrong with women that entertain married men
Mhm.
or girls that are in the working industry with escorting and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not going to entertain it, and a lot of guys that approach me don't understand that I am
Mhm.
not going to entertain them because they are married. And
Mhm.
then they're like, they have like this real like confused, like, what? You're not here to satisfy my fetish
Mhm.
Well,
secretly?
they're
And
used to the sex worker girls.
Well, so yeah, they've been
I know.
conditioned,
Yeah.
socially conditioned to that. But what I will say, and this is my complaint, and I'm all about I piss people off, so I just tell the truth. But
Oh no,
really,
it's impossible to piss me off. I'm too
well,
established in myself to get pissed off about what somebody says.
oh, okay, cool, cool. No, it's for the girls who do entertain the married men.
Uh-huh.
All I'm saying is you're entertaining married men, cool, but don't judge all men by the married men that you entertain, because what I see a lot is, well, all men are trash because these men are cheating. I know, I've had married
I
clients.
know.
It's like, okay, but those are your clients.
Yeah.
Like, that's not all of us. Like, don't judge all of us because you're taking in married. Like, that's your experience with men is, whatever, but just I don't know. But it's just like those are the main ones complaining like men cheat all the time. They're this, they ain't shit. Cause I know, because I have married clients, and I'm like, well, if you're gonna take married clients, don't complain about it, and don't put that on all men.
Exactly.
It's just weird.
I can say this now that
Uh,
Corey's not not on here. But I do set a standard of what I deserve by. Is he coming back? I feel like he's
no,
coming
no,
back.
no, no.
Okay, I was like, oh, coming back because I'm not trying to blow up his head even more. He knows he's attractive, but I
Yeah.
set my standard of what I feel like I deserve by what Corey gave me when we were in a relationship. I was like, I do deserve these things because I have been with a man that respects trans women
Mhm,
and does did treat me with respect and did not treat me like I was some type of fetish or something for them to play with. So I know that Corey's not the only man that does that in this world. So
mhm.
I know I can hold out for the right person because if Corey exists, there's other motherfuckers like him that exist. So I'm not going to entertain men that do not fit the Corey standard, I guess.
Look, it's once you have that experience of having a good man, like not every woman in this space has had that experience of a good man and like
Mhm.
knows what it is. I think sometimes men and women end up being used to relationships that are just toxic, and they're like, oh, well, this is just how relationships go. We argue, we fight,
Yeah,
we mistrust each other, we do
yeah.
this.
Oh crap. But okay, but yeah, what Corey
I
doesn't
heard
know.
that. I'm the
Nobody said
standard.
that.
The standard.
But
You're me.
it's not. But what Corey doesn't know is that he makes my dating life hard because every time I introduce somebody to my family, they're like, he's not Corey. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm never gonna win because I'm not gonna bring Corey home. I mean, I'll bring him home as a friend, but like, we're good. We're amazing friends. He's an awesome friend to have, and he's the only one of my exes that I freaking am friends with, like genuine friends with. But yeah, my sister constantly is like, I miss Corey, and I'm like, every time I show her, like, I'm like, God, I'm talking, she's like, I miss Corey, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm sorry, sister. I'm sorry that I'm breaking your heart, but me and Corey,
Look,
like, we're
families get
good.
attached. We get attached to that shit. Like we love
Oh yeah, they get
fucking
freaking attached.
yeah. When we find when my sister brought home her ex husband, we're like, oh my god, I love this guy. We all loved him. And then the new boo is there, and we're just like, so how was Curran?
Yeah.
He was an Indian guy, but how was Curran doing it? And new guy's just salty, and it's just like my family just they shady. They don't give a fuck. It's like, look, that's our nigga right there. Like I don't know why you bringing this new dude over.
Right.
Like that's our dude. Bring the
Like
Indian guy
my
back.
family, I feel like they're gonna think that I'm gonna bring somebody home like Corey one day, but in all reality, they know that I'm just that girl that's gonna date the tatted up outlaw that rides a motorcycle, and that's just gonna be me.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm
Harleys.
like, just accept it. You know, I'm gonna date some man that looks like he can know where to hide a body, and he looks rough, and it's just my type. It's jail trade. I love it. I love it. I love me a good old white boy with a bunch of tattoos and a beard. It's just what it is.
Jail trade. Jamie,
Jail trade.
do you have a type, please? Since we're laying out our types here tonight.
Honestly, I don't have a specific type. Um, I really don't have a specific type. I mean, I've been with every race. I've been around with pretty much everyone, a little bit of everything.
Man,
So I
She said
just,
I went to the buffet and I did not want to miss out.
yeah, like
I'm proud of you, girl.
I ate at the buffet of life, and I appreciated it. And so I don't really have those hangups when it comes to meeting someone. It's really about the person. It's not about a
I
specific
don't.
physical type.
so we don't allow lying on this podcast at all. Like we're just gonna have to get you to tell the truth. No, I'm just messing with you.
The one quality I'll say that I like is I like a guy who is old fashioned as far as take charge. I'm the man in the relationship.
Okay,
And, you know,
a leader.
we're
Same.
going to have this plan and we're going to do this, but we're going to do it as a team. As long
Yes.
as we have that teamwork in there,
Mm-hmm.
but they're in charge,
Mm-hmm.
that I like.
Ooh,
That I like.
Okay.
that's what I like. I don't like a man to be submissive to me. I
No,
I need you to tell me to shut the fuck up. When
sometimes,
that will get you far in life. If you be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, stop. I'm like, what you doing? I'm like, what you doing? I'm like, oh, okay, I'll sit right here.
All right, fellas, you heard it here. Tell your lady to shut the fuck up, and you might get some tonight.
No, the guy that I'm talking to most recently told me to shut the fuck up, and okay, okay. I was getting frustrated with him, and I was I was just running my chops, and he was like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, let me talk to you." And he was like, "Hey, I like you. I ain't going nowhere. So shut the fuck up." He was like,
Mm.
"Okay, okay, motherfucker,
Ooh,
I'm sorry. My bad."
damn, I wish I were that. I wish I were that cool. I do not. I will. I don't swear at my partner ever, but I do that. Like it's
Oh
some
shit! I
like in the black space. It's old men that can give you that look. That is pretty much shut the fuck up. Or
uh-huh.
they say, all right, I ain't gonna
Oh,
be
I
too many
like
more
that shit.
bitches up in here tonight. Like they gonna let you know one way or another without cussing you out that you reaching the line.
Oh, I like that.
And it's all about giving that energy where your lady knows, yo, this I need to stop. This all right. I had my fun, but he's about fed up. So,
Yeah,
that's
Corey's stature and his eyebrow look was enough for me. I said, "Listen, you two, don't walk up on me like that, sir. we'll be in the bedroom if you yell at me like that again. No. Because he's a big guy. He's like, I don't know how tall you are. You're like freaking, you're a giant.
That's
Okay.
what I freaked out about because I'm 5'6", and that's what I
Oh,
freaked
shit.
out about when
How
I
tall
met
are you,
him.
bro?
Like,
Oh,
holy
I'm jealous.
How
I'm
tall are you,
5'9".
Corey?
I'm 5'9". I wish I was 5'6".
Oh, is he freezing? Oh, he's still there.
I'm 6'1".
What? Oh, okay. Wow, 6'1". Cool.
Like
I wasn't
200,
against that, bro.
250 something pounds. Freaking buff as shit. Scary sometimes. I called him the Greek
6'1".
sculptor. He's
Now
a
that
Greek
is definitely
sculptor
above
underneath
average.
the
So
part.
you passed the 6 foot test, bro. That's just.
Yeah, I've
I
got
guess
the feet.
all women want the guys that are like 6 foot and above.
I
Yeah.
So
know. I like to
No,
put things in my feet.
my ex-husband was 5'5".
really,
So yeah,
Oh
okay.
well, I've had an ex that was shorter, and I was just like, I feel like every time you pick me up, my big toe just scraping the ground, just girl. I can't.
Damn.
I need you to be this tall to ride this ride. Like I need you to,
Oh my god.
baby. I need you to be above my head. I need to be able to
Oh,
swing up and hit that chin if I need to. No,
look,
I'm just kidding.
everybody's allowed to want what they want, so that's
uh-huh.
cool. It's
I
six.
just like
That's
I'm
what
just
it
very
is.
open.
I
I
told
like the
you
old
Rachel's
man's in
that
charge, but he's still asking my feelings.
You know what's crazy is before I started the cis women that I was dating in my younger days, I dated a lot of women that were taller than me, and I'm 6'3", and I was dating girls that was like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6",
Yeah.
and like it was something like I've always liked
Camouflage.
statuesque, yeah, like death by snoo all day.
I've got a
So
friend. I've actually got a friend. She's 6'8".
I know,
she's
like
what?
I am.
Six foot
I'm the
eight.
shortest.
Mm.
I'm the shortest trans woman like within my friend group. So they're always like, Rita, I don't like you, and I'm like, my bad, girl. They were like, Rita, I feel so bad when we go out. I feel like I get you clocked. I'm like, girl, I ain't worried about getting clocked, bitch. We're out here to have fun, girl. We're out
Well,
here trans women having a
you
good
know what they
time. I
get
ain't worried
pissed
about
at?
getting clocked.
What they get pissed at me for is my shoe size because I only wear an 8, and they
Oh
get
yeah, bitch. I don't
pissed.
like you, bitch.
See, see, told
But
you.
I just coffee. You know how hard it is to find an 11 in the hill. No, I'm just kidding. No, I like you. I'm about you. We're adding each other on social media after this shit. We gonna talk.
All right.
But yo,
Sounds good.
we are getting a little bit long here, so I definitely want to wrap it up. I'm sorry to end it abruptly like this. We've been having a dope night kicking it together, and hope we can have more nights like these once we start doing some more of these Thursday night conversations. But before we go, I wanted Jamie and Corey and even Rita, everybody to just like promote where people can find you. You know what's going on. Like if you got anything to promote, by all means, have at it.
Let me. I'll go last because
So
I'll write it down because it's hard to freaking see, and I'll just put it on the thing.
okay, well,
I
Jamie.
will be. I'll be performing at Flappers Comedy Club October the 3rd. So you can see me there at 9 p.m. It's in Hollywood. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook just by searching my name. If you look up Jamie Gendron, you'll find me. It's very easy. I'm pretty much the only one. So, yeah.
That Eddie
Correct.
Murphy joke was crazy.
Mm.
That
What was crazy?
Eddie Murphy joke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love you.
Oh
Corey,
wow.
tell him your social media and things.
Yeah, look me up after the show. We'll add each other.
No, yeah.
All right. Corey, where can they find you, bro?
On YouTube, man. Librium Curitate, which is Latin for free love. Free love is inside of yourself for your fellow man and woman. And if you're hell, find the you can't find my YouTube. You can always look up "I love trans women," and you'll find more than likely find.
Yes, I love that. Okay, Mine is good old sweet Reed like that. I don't know if it's backwards or anything. It's backwards on my screen.
No,
But
that's good.
sweet Reed, Rita Delanova. That's me on Facebook and all my social media. I am an entertainer at the Bar Complex every Friday and Saturday in Lexington, Kentucky. So that's where you can find me. I'll be there kicking, splitting, and backflipping.
Yo, it's a lot of trans women out there in Lexington. What's going on with Lexington, yo?
Baby, Lexington is a center for pretty much trans women entertainment. We have several bars that entertain um the strip clubs that entertain trans women. They literally plan out, okay, it's this strip club's turn to have these trans girls. It's this club's like they give
Yeah.
trans women the opportunity to be strippers as well. Like they respect them and they have nights for them. So that's kind of why it's like essential. It's like
Yeah, no,
it's good
I've
for the
seen a whole lot of white
entertainment.
girls like advertise shit in Lexington, and I'm like, what the? It's all these people in Lexington. God damn. But that's what's up though. That's
Maybe
what's up though.
it's definitely I've been contacted to work at some of the strip clubs, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Uh,
I've been talking to the girls. They've been telling me about the money, and I'm like, Mama needs a new car.
Girl.
I had a bunch of the guys come to Houston. We had our little, trans attracted dude weekend or whatever, and they have a strip club here. I mean, shit, we was buying bottles every night. Like I
Man,
probably spent like
I'll,
$1,000 in there over a weekend.
I was a
I've
So
stripper
been a
for
stripper
7 years.
before. I'll go back to it. I'll go back to it. I've been a
I
stripper
did it for
before.
7 years in New Orleans.
oh wow,
Hell yeah!
really? They got a trans strip club in New Orleans?
I worked at straight strip clubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She thought, baby,
I went to all
I
of
was
them
sickening
on
before the
Bourbon Street.
surgery.
Yeah, right.
No, it was before the sex change, but I was still,
Uh-huh.
Mm.
yeah, I was still working in the straight club
Yo, they got like a bunch. Was it on Bourbon Street?
on Bourbon Street, on the off
Nice,
streets, up
nice.
and down. Yeah.
I seriously stopped
They
at every single strip club up and down Bourbon Street. Like I did it all in one night. I lost so much money. It was crazy.
straight clubs try to get me to work there, and I'll be like, I'm not trying to be the only trans girl, and they were like, Rita, come be a stripper, and I'm like, I don't want to be the only trans girl on the floor.
I
So
love,
that's why I
I
like
loved
Lexington.
being the only trans girl in the club. It was the best because if they came to
I think I
one,
would like it if I was on stage, but I would be nervous
Mm,
about interactions off the stage. Like on
yeah,
stage, I'd be fine because
hmm
I'm used to entertaining straight men on my stage now.
yeah,
Because these girls don't know. Somebody need to tell them. These little straight girls, somebody need to tell them. Do not bring your man to a gay club to see a trans woman entertain on stage because you might lose him, bro. You might lose him. Don't bring your man to a place where his Google history comes true, girl. Baby. Don't do that. That's dangerous.
And I've seen it work in like with cis couples at least. Like you go in the strip, you see the older couples come in. They usually the earlier part of the night they'll be there, and then they would leave and go do their thing, and then everybody would stay behind, obviously. But like the couples would be gone by like 10:30.
Oh, baby, the couples come in. I'll be walking on the floor and they're like, so my husband's interested in trans women. I was wondering if you would like to come back to our hotel room. We would pay you.
Oh
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, they
I'm
do
like,
that.
I ain't fucking
Yeah.
no husband, bro.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, they don't. They offer that. Even cis trans couples do that shit. Because my boy, on my first podcast that I was doing a few years ago, him and his girl went to this place called Susie Villa in New York, and they were trying to get one of the girls to come back with them, but they didn't want to pay the prices. They're not used to.
baby, I don't share.
Yeah, yeah, and that's cool. That's
I don't
cool.
share, man. So if it's
I mean,
mine, it's
that's
mine.
monogamy. Like monogamy
Yeah,
is one and
that's why I
one.
like the dude I'm with now. He don't play that. He like, hey, you mine and nobody else's. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. It was after a week of us talking. He was like, hey, I'm just gonna say it right now. He's like, I don't want you entertaining nobody else. He's like, I really want to be with you. I would like to see where this goes. So I would like if you to entertain me. Okay. Okay. I'm
I
okay with
mean,
that.
how else is it done?
Well, and not everybody's okay with talking to one guy and one guy only. They need all the entertainment that their little
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
brain
I feel you on
needs.
that.
I'm like, girl, I can't keep the story straight. I'll be like, Rich, what did we talk about? Oh, we hadn't talked about that. That must have been the other dude. Like, I cannot keep up
Oh
with it.
Lord,
That's too much. It's too much for me. I forget shit.
facts,
Which I'm bound to
facts.
forget your name if I don't put your number in my phone. I'll be scrolling up to see pictures. I'll be like, whose dick is that? And I'll be like, hold on, let me
Oh
scroll up more.
Lord,
And
no,
then I'll be like, oh, it's his. Oh, it's his.
no.
And
Oh
then
man, not the dick
that's just too,
lineup.
that's too stressful. It's too stressful for me. I can't. I can't. I'm a one type of girl. It's
That's what's
so
up.
we'll see
That's
where
what's
this
up.
goes. And if it go right, bitch, we might have a ring on our finger or something. I don't know. Shit. I'm ready to
Dope.
settle the fuck down. I'm done. I'm done doing the chase.
Hey, that's what's up. But yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. And Jamie, Rita, thank you so much. Thank you so much for
You're
giving me your time
welcome.
tonight. And
We're your allies.
we'll definitely have y'all back on, and we'll have some different people. It'll be more than just 4 people. Like I'm envisioning, we'll probably have 6, 7 people on
Nice.
for future shows. But this is just going to be something kind of for the real fans. It's just people who want to kick it, and really what we don't have enough of on the internet is cis men and trans women engaging in conversation respectfully, where we're not
Mhm.
adversaries, we're not shitting on each other, we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
There's not enough good, positive images of us just actually getting along out there. It's always, men are this, girls are this, and it's just the worst. So,
I
Well,
agree with you.
you picked a good duo. Me and her quite synced on what we like, and I feel like we're very grown in our opinions, and we ain't gonna say anything other than that. That's what I like.
that's what's
She said old fashioned men. I said yes.
That's dope. Well, thanks for watching, everybody who stuck with us, and we will see y'all next week, Thursday. Tune in tomorrow night. We'll have the guys only side of it with the Men Like Us podcast, but we will be back for our next after hours conversation next Thursday. So,
All
with
right.
that, we will